The man I have the honor of introducing is not afraid to tell it like it is. He's not very politically correct. He's very bold. He loves his country, and he firmly stands behind the Second Amendment. I'm not talking about my father, okay? It's a man I'm standing behind this year to be the next president of the United States, to help make America great again. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
All right, that was Duck Dynasty's Willie Robertson endorsing Donald Trump for president late last week. Now, this comes just 1 week after his father, Phil Robertson, endorsed Trump's chief rival, Senator Ted Cruz. Really? Watch this.
I've looked at the candidates. Ted Cruz is my man. He fits the bill. He's godly. He loves us. He's the man for the job, and he will go duck hunting because today we're going. Ted Cruz is my man. I'm voting for him.
All right, so what's behind this political split in the Robertson family? Joining us now are two men to explain it themselves. Duck Dynasty's Willie Robertson, his father, Phil Robertson. Guys, good to see you both. All right, so here I imagine the end of Duck Dynasty, and you gather around the table for that big meal, which I had the privilege of eating once, and all of a sudden, Willie's saying, and I pray this country elects Donald Trump. And Phil, you're saying, and I pray that the Lord will bless us with Ted Cruz. How's that going to work out?
Listen, son. Hey, son.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. He could have said, Dad, I'm going with Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders.
No, he would be expelled
Then
from
we
the
would have had
family,
some
Mr.
worries.
Robertson. I know you. He's out.
Then we would have had some worries, my man.
Yeah,
I'd order pizza from my house if that happens.
you forget ordering pizza. I think you'd be the next duck that got hunted. All right, so let's talk about the split, because to be honest, this is clearly between the two of these men. If you look at some polls, they've got 60+% of the vote. So your family is representative of where a lot of people are. Phil, you're the patriarch of the family. I'll ask you, why Ted?
The writer of our Constitution, James Madison, said this Constitution was written for a moral and religious people. It's wholly inadequate for any other. So I just looked at Cruz. He stood out in my mind as being a moral and religious man. I thought to myself, good enough for me. It's about that simple on my part. Willie, he's a grown man. He can vote for who he wants to. You know what I'm saying?
I understood, and you taught him to be himself. Willie, why Trump?
Well, I think since that was written, I think now our system is, honestly, I think it's broken, and I think a lot of the politicians are just more of the same, and I want somebody in there who can shake it up, who can change it up, who are not after the money and, you know, after people telling them what to say. And I like a man who puts his money where his mouth is and pays for his own thing, and he's not in debt to anybody, and says, hey, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I think he's the man for the job. He's run a business, and I think, you know, so many of these people come in, they've never run a business. They don't know what they're doing when they get there. And I just like somebody who's run a business, especially in New York City. I think that's an advantage. I think you couldn't be that successful in New York City without having to be able to work with different kinds of people, and I think he's done that. And I think he will actually work with other people.
You got to remember, Hannity, that I don't dislike Donald Trump and his sons at all. I don't dislike them at all. And if he wins the nomination, hey, I'm all in with him. Think about it, the alternative here. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. So it's not that I dislike him. I just said I'm going with the godliest.
I'm thinking of the alternative.
He doesn't like
You're not making me very hopeful here, Phil. Are you the same way?
Hey.
Yeah?
Well, no, I mean, no, I think Trump has a chance to win. That's why, obviously, I'm behind him, because I think he does have a chance to win. We see that in the polls, and I don't dislike Senator Cruz. But again, I go back to somebody who's run something, who has done something in business that impresses me, impresses everybody. And, you know, I mean, when, you know, first-time senators come in, I'm not sure. I don't know what, you know, what they've done and how they can what they've done to run a business or anything like that. And that's what excites me about Trump, among other things. I mean, he's a family man, he's a good guy, and I think he's on the right path, and I think a lot of America is seeing that.
All right, so where's the rest of the family on all of this? Is the whole family split now down the middle?
A good question.
I don't know. We're all lobbying for each other. See, that's what's happening at the dinner table. So
Yeah.
everybody's trying to get people. Donald Trump Jr. was in the other day, and Jace, they went hunting, and so you know.
That guy was a good shot, by the way.
There you go. Who's a better shot? Now you hunted with Cruz. Who's a better shot, Trump or Cruz?
The best shotgunner, I'm going to have to give it to the Trump kid.
There's a New
Oh,
York
yeah.
guy right
You're talking
there.
about
See?
Don
Unlike
Jr.
New
He
York,
could shoot.
and he can.
Yeah.
Oh, he
He
could
can
shoot.
shoot.
Good shot and a good dude.
Yeah, by the way, and when I went to West Monroe, I noticed I didn't get taken duck hunting. You guys, you know, I got to sit at the table and sip this wine with Willie, and you actually had me cook my own steak, which was okay. I didn't mind, but I mean,
You have to remember, Hannity, you have to remember.
Yeah.
We just took a good look at you and said, "What do you go out there and kill a duck?" And we're like, "Nah."
I was going to take you to play tennis, so I thought you'd be more of a
No, I'm
tennis
gonna beat you
guy.
on the golf course.
I was going to take you to the country club.
Wait a minute. I've been a pistol marksman, Phil, since I'm 11 years old. I've carried a gun my whole adult
Really?
life. Except I live up
well,
here in New
look.
York. I carry a pistol.
Well, let's see. Cruz has been duck hunting, and Don Jr. has been duck hunting. Hannity, you just need to load up, talk to your wife about it, and see
Yeah.
if she'll let you go for a couple of days and get down here and do some duck hunting. Do you have to check with your wife before you
Of
come?
course he does.
What do you mean? I don't have to check. I'm the head of the household. It's biblical, Phil. I read it somewhere. All right, guys.
Get your grip together and come on down here.
All right. Thank you both for being with us. Seriously, it's a lot of fun. And,
Hey.
boy, I'd love to sit around that table and listen to this debate. Thank you both.